You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina.
Woo!
This is the podcast that looks at some of your favorite cult films. And introduces an alcoholic beverage.
That would be me, even though Scotty sounds like he's had some.
Yep. Shows us because it's sour cream food I've had in my mouth, and shows it to someone who's not seen them.
Yeah, I'm here. What did you just throw? It's sour cream you've had in your mouth?
Yes.
I was insinuating Scotty sounded like he was drunk, even though he doesn't drink.
No, was not. I was not drunk. I was just full of sour cream chips.
Welcome to our meeting.
Except this week we don't watch a movie. We watched a movie last week, so we're going to talk about other stuff. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty. I'm joined by, as always,
your lady of libations. Libations?
No, you've been drinking.
I have been drinking, in my defense.
I'm holding down the fort.
Your lady of libations, Countess Stephanie von Frankenberry.
And
Jestina, your delical jester.
she who knows no movies.
Admiral.
At your service.
At ease.
It tickles me. I don't know. And then we also have producer Caleb.
Hey, everybody.
Sup, Caleb?
Who also has been drinking.
Who also is now number 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is new name, number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
That was fantastic. Number 2.
Number 2. Thank
It's
you.
all thanks to Uncle Henry.
Yep.
Uncle Henry.
Uncle Henry named him number 2.
Yeah, we had Uncle Henry last week, and
We
that
did.
was fun.
It was good.
Feels like just a few minutes ago.
It does feel like a few
Yeah.
minutes
I
ago.
know, right?
I wonder why. But it's good that we wore the same outfits we wore last week.
Yeah, we're
Right.
just
So-
trying
Yeah.
to keep consistent.
Consistency, just continuity. For
Absolutely.
Our spots
absolutely.
shift.
I mean,
Just
I
shifted a little
usually
bit.
try to wear like one of 2 shirts on this show.
That's true.
People just assume Caleb sleeps here.
We
Didn't
do have,
he?
We do have a couch and a fridge.
And I have a
very
key.
comfortable.
Couch and a fridge and a key. I
Right.
bet you could just stay here
Where would you
until they
be?
locked up.
The problem would be getting in like when the shop is closed.
No. My thing is you just stay here when they close, and they won't even check on you. They won't check back here to see if anybody's here, and you
That's
can just
true.
sleep, and then they'll wake up. They'll open in the morning. You'll be good.
Fun fact: someone had fallen asleep in one of the rooms
Are you serious?
and was asleep when the store closed. So they woke up and the alarm tripped, and that's how they found them.
Oh, there is an alarm.
Yeah, of course
Yep.
it is. It's a store.
So Caleb, if you ever crash here, don't leave this room.
Move.
Don't leave this room. Now, there's no alarm in here, so as
that
long
you
as
know
it's-
of.
I was saying that we know of.
there's not. So as long as you stay right
Thank
here,
you for ruining the
you're
secrets
good.
of my office.
There are though. They're
There's-
everywhere.
They're
if you
everywhere.
Had that
We
spoke,
actually-
you could
Feel
see
free to
the
come in and steal
line.
all our stuff because there's
Excuse
no
me.
security.
Dance through the
Our
line.
alarm is on the door, obviously, not in the room.
Oh, got you.
Please.
Good save.
There's totally an
It's
alarm
on the door, obviously.
Crickets.
Well, he's seeing if his computer works, and it's not.
It's not.
No.
Drew's computer.
Drew's computer.
Anyway,
Stupid Apple.
you can find us on
Oh,
any
yeah.
fine podcast app.
Or unfine podcast app. Not all of them are fine, probably.
That's true.
Any
Just
of
look
them.
for Cult Movie Cantina, and please rate, review, and subscribe. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/Cult Movie Cantina, where you can see our smiling faces on YouTube at youtube.com/Mapcast Network. And now we're on TikTok at Mopcast.
I keep hearing about
Tiki-taki.
this.
Yeah, we're on TikTok.
What have you TikToked so far? Is it called a TikToked? Or is it
It's
called a
his
talk?
TikTok
Like
account.
a Twitter is called a tweet? Is it called a talk?
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
I
it's
know
ju-
of.
It's just a
What is-
TikTok.
what's the children calling it? I don't know what the kids are calling
I
it.
think it's just a TikTok.
Yeah, it's just a TikTok.
Is it called TikTok because it absorbs all of your time and energy?
It absorbs all mine.
I spent an hour this morning before coming into the office.
Just scrolling
just
TikTok?
scrolling
Dude,
TikTok.
I
So,
will
yes.
waste so much of my life watching TikTok videos.
Just
And
go
when
ahead
I
call
should
it
be
the
creating
grandfather
TikTok
clock.
videos. I have someone that sit us a dance that she wanted us to learn, so we have to find time to do that.
I'm all about TikTok dances. I
we
still
have-
haven't mastered the stairs one.
Oh, you've actually been on our TikTok.
I'm sorry.
So you know the one where you put your foot on the wall and you flip over and you do the handstand?
Yeah, I
and
saw that one.
Yeah, I do that. I can do that.
Okay,
But
well done.
I've yet to have anybody film it, so maybe we can do this. Film
if
it after
if
the
it doesn't
show.
get filmed, it doesn't happen. Oh, the John Woo. Seriously, I had to go back and find in the episode where it came up.
Yeah.
Let me see that one.
Yeah,
So I watched that clip.
Justina, who's John Woo?
So I was
Yeah.
like, we didn't talk about them. And then
John-
I was like, oh, there it is.
John Woo, more like John Who.
Yes. So yes,
remember that.
you're on our. You'll be on this week. So when I do the Star Trek 4 one,
Where
I guess
we've named Caleb number 2.
2. I think that's the
Number
clip. I
2.
think that's going to be the clip.
So
But I do movie reviews and things so far. We're still trying to figure out what I want to put on it. but we're-
However, it was pretty funny, the look on Uncle Henry's face when he did the Screw Mary Kill.
absolutely,
I think that would be a funny clip.
I could watch him and turn into a ball. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would also be a funny clip.
yeah, but I think the more fun is
Yeah.
for everybody is the rename him Caleb.
Sorry, Caleb.
Number 2.
We've all had busy couple of weeks. We haven't gotten together in a while, so it's a good time. Good to see everybody. I'm so happy to see everybody.
Yeah.
And so, who wants to start with what crazy shit they've been doing?
I'm Jestina.
I'm trying to think of the things that I've been doing.
Well, I know you went to New Orleans.
Okay, so let me tell you my sad story.
Your side of the story? Or
Sad
is there more
story.
than one side?
No, sad. Her sad tale.
Oh, sad
Long ago, on a bridge
story.
that
Right.
spans the distance from Baldwin County to Mobile County, I was attacked viciously by a Toyota Corolla in red color. Obviously, it was a demon. It's fine. Since then, I have not been able to skate. So my little skater heart is broken. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I just started CrossFit last week, so all of my muscles hurt, so that's good. And I have bruises again, so I can brag.
Right.
And boo-boos, and it's fun. So Derby wife and I keep looking at this camera. Should I look at this one? Doesn't matter. Derby wife and I had purchased a hotel stay at a B&B in New Orleans pre-accident.
Right.
It's like prehistoric time, if you will, because life is different now.
Mm-hmm.
Before the meteorite crashes into Earth, dinosaurs are still a thing. So we had a room at a B&B because Running of the Bulls was coming up.
Right.
And this is an event that happens every year in many places. But in New Orleans, in July, it's when people skate and they hit runners with bats. And it's so much fun. And then we drink a lot afterwards and ride a mechanical bull.
Right. It's mostly derby girls, too, right?
I don't think do you have to be in roller derby? I'm asking.
I didn't
everyone.
say they are, but
Well,
I
'cause know people that
recognize a lot of
skate,
derby
So I don't know
girls.
if, but all I know of is people that do roller derby that do it. So you can't just be a skater. It's a roller derby thing. I got you.
Okay. I thought it was a derby event.
I thought so too. So anyway, so roller derby girls sign up, and we dress as the bulls, if you will. We have contests for whose horns on their helmets are decorated the best and anything.
So the horniest derby member.
Yep.
That's amazing. And then people pay to do like a 5K, if you will. They wear all white with like a red bandana usually. And then by run, I've only officially done it one time because COVID destroyed things, and then the Toyota Corolla, if you will, was
Right.
attacked by something red. It's fine.
We talked about this on the show.
Yes. So
The accident.
yes.
Couple episodes back.
So they like come out with wagons full of alcohol. They walk it. The runners. It's a party. It's fun.
It's like the red dress run for us hashers.
Yes.
So, but for
Never
derby.
been, but I assume yes.
Yeah. So it's a hash event. But
So we
same
were very
thing.
excited to go, but we had not yet bought our tickets for the bull run, and then the accident happened. I was like, well, we'll just see. As of today, I still have yet to skate or put on skates or be allowed to skate. I can't jump or skate.
Right.
So anyway, so we're like, we'll still go to New Orleans, and we'll make a thing of it. We already had extra time booked out so we could go wedding shopping because neither of us had an outfit. It's in October.
It's
July,
getting close.
Almost August. I almost skipped a whole month. Anyway, so we did. We found Derby wife a shirt. We have to get her a vest still. Find out her pants situation and her shoes. That she doesn't know what she's wearing yet. Figure it out. And then
Just wear some cool shorts and some sneakers.
Yeah,
she will not be wearing pants. She doesn't like pants.
She have us some Chucks, man. Some great Chuck Taylors. It'd be great.
I don't know if I've seen Derby Wife in pants.
When she wears pants, it's cold.
You know-
you know it's cold because her pants go to the ground.
You know, you can order bridal Chucks.
So that was the other part of it too, is now I'm concerned about, because I love heels, like wedges and heels and stuff. but I don't know if I can wear those yet because of.
So why don't you get Chucks that say bride and bride on them? Because they make bridal
maybe.
Chucks. They're really cool. I mean, I'm just
We
saying.
might.
They're really cool.
Because we are bar hopping afterwards.
Yeah.
So I might need
Of
those for
course
bar
you are.
hopping. So anyway, we had a wonderful weekend. We spent way too much money on food. We ate at wonderful places though. Where we stayed looked super shady online. You didn't really get to see a lot of pictures. It was kind of sketch. We were driving to there. Some of the roads were kind of sketch.
Where
the
was
actual, it?
I mean, in like relation to the quarter.
we rode a trolley everywhere.
Okay.
We were
So you're
there's a
uptown
place
probably?
called Lula's Distillery.
Okay.
We were a block behind it.
Okay, so you're in the warehouse district. Garden district? Garden district? Okay.
But it was, the stay itself was wonderful. It was amazing. They were the nicest people. It reminded us a lot of the Malaga, which is
Nice.
important to us. Every year we stay there. That's where we're staying after our wedding. So it was a wonderful experience. We rode the trolley everywhere, so we just walked to the trolley, which was a block and a half up.
Okay.
And
nice.
we rode that to go everywhere we needed. So
Did you like watch the running of the bulls at least?
We did not, because it happened really early in the morning. Because
Okay.
it starts at like 8, and I'm the kind of person that I don't like to watch something that I enjoy doing.
Oh, you
It
okay?
frustrates me, and June was a lot of mental
I see. You just didn't
distress,
want to.
and so I was like, I don't know if I can even do it without, because the whole time it was just hard. So no, but we did see them everywhere afterwards, and we did go to the mashup the next day.
okay.
The local team there has a mashup where all the skaters that come in town can sign up for. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. We went to the mashup the next morning and watched at the warehouse. So that was a lot of fun. We got to watch the game. But we found her a shirt. We walked all up and down all the streets. We stopped. So it started raining. We got on the trolley while it was like pouring rain down. And then it started to ease up right around where this random dress shop was. We've been in all of these places.
right.
And just nothing really was what I needed. Like, I wanted to wear a dress, but I don't want it to be too formal, but you're still getting married. Like,
right.
so there's this place called Yvonne's, and it was, I don't even know what section of town we were in. I wouldn't even know how to guess. Was it still in the same area? We were on the same trolley, but it was like at the very other end.
Mm-hmm.
So we got off, and like it felt like the middle of nowhere, walked to this place, and it was the sweetest. I'm going to say she reminded me of Michelle Patton, but a lot older. Like,
Aw,
like she was
I
like
love her.
hunched, and she, like, the whole place was just, it was like that kind of thrift store you went into where it was like, if you were a
Yeah.
kid, it was just magical. And the wedding section she had, which is not where I ended up getting my dress, but she hung all of her dresses from the ceiling. So all of the
Nice.
wedding dresses were hanging down. It was beautiful.
It was very nice.
And she was the kind of person that she brought me a dress. All I told her is like, hey, this is what we plan to do. We're having a very intimate ceremony. We plan to have it at this brewery. We're going to go bar hopping afterwards. She just went and brought me a dress that happened to fit really well. Like, it needed to be altered in some places, but she didn't ask my
Yeah.
size or anything about me. It was like, this will look
She
good on
just
you.
looked at you
And we tried on a couple other dresses after that and ended up going back to that one. And it has pockets.
oh, how cute.
It has pockets. Okay.
Pockets are important.
But it was just like all this stuff, and she came right in, was like, "Are you okay? Can I come in?" And just like pushed Jennifer out of the way. Like, literally was like, "I've got this," and then just started like pinning, and then was like, "Come look at it." And after we went back to that dress again, she came out and offered us champagne. And then apparently nobody there's drinks, so we drank a bottle of champagne together because they're like, "We're not going to drink it." And I was like, "I will take it." So we had a bottle of champagne, and then she brought me a sixpence. A little
Aw,
sixpence.
yeah.
She was like, she did the
For
whole
your
thing,
shoe.
and she was like, "And this is for your shoe." And
Absolutely.
so I got a sixpence. It was a wonderful thing, and so we got a dress, and she had to order it in the right color, and then I have to go back, and like all the alterations are included in the price.
Fantastic.
So I get to go back to the sweet little Yvonne.
Nice.
She sells perfume, and I'm telling you this because that's like the one thing of hers that she sells.
yeah.
So there's just bags everywhere with perfume if you were to buy it, right? And we had samples that we were smelling. Well, those sample cards got put in our bag of all of our stuff. All of our stuff smells like old lady.
Oh God.
And it's like that sweet old lady that you walk into the house and you're like,
Old
oh,
lady, oh.
Nana's home.
Nana's home.
And it's like, I got a book from a used bookstore, and my book, every time you open it, it just smells like it. Her
Nice.
wedding shirt smells like her.
That's kind of sweet, though.
It was a wonderful experience. But the end of this trip, Derby wife had planned dinner. She had reservations made, and we went to like a fancy dinner like at 3 in the afternoon. It was like early, and then didn't tell me, and we were just walking, and she had gotten us tickets to Hamilton, and it was their last showing in New Orleans.
You should keep
That was
her.
awesome.
Yeah, and
She's
so
a keeper.
she went, and then I spent way too much money at the gift shop, as you will. I was like, I need this, I don't need it. I need this, I don't need it.
Right.
They had like a signature cocktail. I had 2 of them. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
That's awesome.
So, and then we came home after like 4 hours of being stuck in traffic. So that was my most recent thing. So like we do so much, but that was our trip to New Orleans.
How was Hamilton?
It was amazing. I love that. So, I love that I got to watch it on Disney Plus. I feel like that kind of a little bit ruined it because like it was like you expect it, like a repeat of what you watched, and they changed things. Like there were little tweaks to it.
Yeah. What's
that
a
I
different
loved.
cast?
Yes, that I loved. And so part of me was like, I wish I hadn't seen it earlier because it kind of took away the magic of it being on stage because you knew what to expect. Like all I can think is, what if I was sitting in that theater, right, looking at the stage for the first time, and the stage moved? I would have lost my shit.
See,
Because when I watched it, I lost my shit. But to be in person and watch the stage move, like
I wish I had seen the original cast. You saw the original cast, didn't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you saw it in
No, I saw it in Chicago. I didn't
Chicago,
see it
not New York. What did you see in New York? That was
Book of Mormon is the one I
That's
saw.
Book of Mormon.
Most of the original cast.
yeah. So I saw Book of Mormon in Chicago.
Yeah.
I wish I had seen I wish I had seen Hamilton live, the original cast.
with the ones that we did see.
Right.
I agree.
For the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's different.
I thoroughly like the New York cast. The original cast is fantastic and because they're the original cast and the all that said, the Chicago cast was amazing. It's really interesting to see Hamilton with a Hamilton who can sing.
Yeah, because Lin-Manuel,
yeah.
I love him. He's a great writer. He cannot sing.
But I mean, he can sing. He can carry a
It
tune.
just can't be the
He's
lead.
not a great
Right.
singer.
No,
He's really not a
And
great
he'll
singer.
tell you. He'll flat out tell you he's not. But he surrounds himself with amazing singers, and
Right.
and it's like all the tide raises all the ships, and that's basically what it happened.
Right.
He's a great rapper. He's just and a great lyricist. Just not the strongest singer. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But watching Hamilton with someone who can sing,
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like the performance was amazing. I just I feel
also
like
like
a
their,
small piece of the magic was gone because I had already
gotcha.
seen it on TV.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like watching clips of plays. Like we're doing a play at Chickasaw, and everybody's like, "Did you guys watch the clips? Did you watch this clip?" And I'm like, "I don't want to. Like I don't like watching the clips of things that other people have done because I feel like that takes away some of your creativity because you just in the back of your brain without realizing to, it's almost like you want to replicate that,
I think I'm going to audition for a show coming up.
but you shouldn't replicate it. Like you should find a way to tell that story. That's especially as a director, like that is your job. Your job is to take something and tell a story from it. It's not to go and be like, they did it really well here, so we want to do that again.
Well, I can
You're not
see
really directing at that point.
Actually, yes and no. I can see wanting to incorporate some things from other shows and say,
I
hey,
mean,
I
getting
like the way this
inspiration.
worked. Let's look at this because I like the way this worked. And, but not,
as a director, I will look at other things, just to kind of spark ideas.
But would you replicate it?
Sometimes I will. Depends on if I like it. If I like it, I'll replicate it. But I'm directing. Actually, my show starts. My rehearsals starts in August for Death by Design.
when do you
Right.
have rehearsals? I mean, not rehearsals.
Auditions are like I want to say the 14th and 15th of August, and so I've watched a couple of different presentations of it,
Right.
and just to kind of get the feel and the rhythm, because when reading it by yourself, especially, you're putting in your own rhythm, and sometimes it's the wrong rhythm.
I understand that.
And so, not really until the read through can you kind of figure out where it's going to go. But that being said, it's not like I'm doing 100%. I'm not doing this theater version. This theater company's version of Death by Design. I'm doing my own. However, I've watched it to kind of see, mainly for problem solving because 98's it's such a different stage.
Oh, it's very unique there.
And
yeah.
so it's like trying to solve. Like I have to see how they did it on a proscenium before I can kind of get my head around how to do it on a thrust. And so I used it as markers mostly because I'm going to have a completely different cast who's going to do amazing, and it's more of a character piece than anything because it's a collection of zany characters in a I sent it. I gave it to you. You read it.
Yeah, it's the one with
it's an okay play. It's going to be spectacular because of all the character work in it. It's a lot of it's like how The Good Doctor is, when it had a bunch of just zany kind of characters and situations. That's what this is, and it's a farce. And so you got the in and out, coming in and out of the door stuff, and it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be a blast to do, but I had to start somewhere. Especially
I understand.
Especially with a play I wasn't familiar with because I've never seen it, and so it was like I need to at least get a foundation.
But I have also been in situations where people literally do it piece by piece by piece.
Now, some plays you have to do that, like Tennessee Williams stuff. Is most Tennessee Williams plays are really devout to the original stage direction because Tennessee Williams wrote the stage direction in all his plays, and so people like. I've done 3 now, and it's been every one of them has been like we're doing it like the Bible, and I'm like, really? And just there's so many other ways to do this, and so it's sometimes stifled creativity, but that's how it's done. So it's just like okay, fine.
But that's still not what specifically I'm saying. I've been in situations where the director's like, I watched this, I want it done just like that, and the whole time it was like. You have to go to this position because that's how they did it in the production I watched, and that's what I'm talking about replicating. I mean, like piece by piece by piece,
well then.
Not necessarily like I want to. Like we have very hard ways that we have to move on stage because of how it's written. Like I understand that, and some playwrights write that way, and that's how they feel they need to tell the story. Like I'm not dogging that by any means, or people who research stuff. I'm just saying like I have a hard time with it because of my experience. So. To me, it felt like I kind of wish I hadn't seen it because you just know what's coming next because I've watched it a lot on Disney Plus because it's really good. So that may be more me than anything else. It was still magical and amazing, but it was. I think my favorite parts were how they made it their own. Is how it was delivered differently than it was before because it gave it a different twist and a new perspective just by having a different tone on different lines. But just being in a theater in general is amazing. Like I just love the whole experience. I love walking through the doors. I love like all of it and going up the stairs. It's magical.
Caleb, you've not seen it live. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it live, just the Disney.
So
release.
And we're just. Do you like Hamilton?
I do.
Okay, I don't want to bore you.
No.
Because I have a question. So I just listened to a podcast. One of my favorite podcast shows is this show called The Dollop, where they take a story from history and tell it to a comedian who's never heard it. So one guy tells a story from history, and then similar to or exactly what I stole for one of the segments I do for Tuesdays with Scotty. The What If I Told You is basically that, but without comedians, with just my friends. And they've just did a 3-part episode, like a 3-episode story of Aaron Burr.
Oh wow!
And so
his story's kind of crazy after the whole Hamilton incident.
Right, but it's like the question comes when you're listening to it is like, how true is it?
Oh.
Because, he's painted a traitor. There's talks of him raising an army out west to take over, to overthrow...
Texas or something, right?
No, to overthrow Jefferson, to assassinate Jefferson.
Yeah.
He's arrested in Alabama at one time, hiding in a cave.
Oh, yeah.
And he's tried for treason, but he's not... he's not found non-guilty for treason. But he's still exiled to Europe for a while and stuff. And so the guy who runs the podcast hates Hamilton.
Wow.
Hates the musical, hates Lin-Manuel Miranda,
What?
hates the guy who wrote the book. He goes, oh yeah, and so he goes, basically because of this, because in his opinion, and this is what I'm going to ask you about, is Alexander Hamilton is not a good guy.
No.
And so
he's an asshole.
Yeah, and so he doesn't understand why anybody would elevate an asshole to a musical. And it's like, well, because the guy who wrote the book is a Wall Street guy, not a historian. That's he got this whole crazy agenda.
So
I mean,
I completely 100% disagree with the guy.
Okay.
But it did raise a point that because I will do this to podcasts when I'm listening to him in the car and I disagree. I yell at the goddamn guy.
Same.
I will yell at him because he's wrong,
Right.
and so because he admitted that he didn't watch it, but he was like, he's watching the cultural phenomenon that Hamilton became,
Right.
and it's like, well,
So he never saw Hamilton.
no, but he's watching the cultural phenomenon of what it is, and to a point, here's what I agree with him for. People who look at Hamilton and idolize Hamilton and not realizing what kind of jerk he really was.
Yeah.
And so without doing their own kind of, and I buy that.
And it's not so much Hamilton. So it's not. It's Hamilton's legacy is what he's left behind. I mean, he did. There's so much that our financial system, our Wall Street. You've got what his wife did for orphanages.
Right.
There's so much of Hamilton's legacy that was good. The man was a jerk. He was very egotistical. He was very power hungry. He was a narcissist.
And I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think the musical strays away from any of that.
No.
It doesn't. Obviously, he had issues with infidelity.
Would that person have a problem with 1776? Because it's the same thing with all the founding fathers, though. Instead,
Absolutely. I just think he has I think he's just got this anger toward the because of the cultural shift. 1776 is a good musical, but it doesn't have a cultural shift.
It didn't.
Hamilton changes culture.
Yeah.
And
How does he feel about The Greatest Showman?
I don't know.
Because it would be because it's kind
probably
of
the
the
same way that I feel
situation.
because they did a.
But have you even seen it yet?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Oh, you finally watched
I
it?
watched it.
So what did you feel after watching that? Just the show, not the history.
The music is fine. The story's all wrong, but the music is fine. It's not my favorite. It's not terrible, but it's
It's a good musical, but
it was
bad
okay.
for historical reasons.
it's bad. It's incorrect historically. I enjoyed it. I've
Yeah.
seen it many a times, and I have cried every time I've watched it.
But I thought it was interesting, but I was like I was arguing with a guy like I don't think Hamilton shies away from the fact that he is kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
And he's it does, Hamilton would have liked a government with a king.
Yep.
That's what he wanted because that's what he thought Washington was going to be.
Right.
And so he
was upset when Washington stepped down.
the reason why he was upset because he was like third guy down. So
Right.
he's like that's going to screw up his
and it did screw him up.
Yeah, it did screw him.
politically.
It did screw him up completely politically. But it's just fascinating what he was talking about. And Aaron Burr's story was interesting, really interesting, because it was just Jefferson. You thought Hamilton hated
Yeah.
Burr, man. Jefferson really hates
and
Burr.
Yeah,
And yeah.
Jefferson does.
And even though Burr is the antagonist, he's not painted as a bad guy.
But he kind of is. I mean, he's not a good guy. He's crazy.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like he's
in
crazy.
the musical. In the musical, he's not really painted as the
No,
as
he's
a
not
villain.
painted as a bad guy. He's painted as a jealous guy.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I don't think-
no.
Well, towards the end.
Yeah.
There's some jealousy towards the
no.
end.
Rumor it happens.
He's a
of
guy
course,
with ambition.
absolutely.
He's a
It's-
guy with ambition,
but
which is the same thing as
they're
Hamilton.
both ambitious fellows.
They just approach it differently.
They approach
Right.
it differently. He's a wait and see to see all the parameters so he can
Right.
get in. Hamilton's the head first. Let's whatever go. And so, but I know I just thought it was interesting the stuff after Hamilton because like when Burr's Jefferson's vice president for a little while, and then he doesn't really want to be in politics. He didn't. He's just doing it, and then he doesn't get reelected because at the time vice presidents were elected.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it's like there's a list of like 5 or 6 guys who are running for president, and he's on that list, and he's not the second runner. He becomes they're just like, well, what that guy and that guy in,
Right.
And that's how it worked. Nowadays, a candidate picks a running mate, but there's some interest in that he's the first guy who starts campaigning. No one's ever done that, and talks
Right.
about how he did that. He had lots of had like a campaign house. And had people stay over.
Headquarters.
Yeah, but had people stay over. You had snacks and did the
Yeah.
whole thing, and so that was fascinating. But like, he kind of tours the country. He's really beloved in the South, and then this rumor about him trying to start an army. because he was trying to start an army to filibuster Florida, and filibuster in the traditional sense, and not the Congress sense, is kicking a country out of an area that you want.
Right.
So Spain was in Florida. He wanted to kick out Spain out of Florida, so he was going to raise an army, and he couldn't get anyone to quite do it. And he had a guy who didn't like him in New Orleans who were like, oh, but he's trying to raise an army to overthrow Jefferson. And Jefferson's like, oh, that guy. And so just try to ruin Burr and got him for treason, kick him out. He spent many years in England and Scotland and Scandinavia whoring around because the one thing he likes ladies, and wrote extensive diaries about everything, including rating the women he was with.
Oh Jesus, I didn't
how
know
much
that.
he paid them, how much it was. She was a nickel, and it worth every cent. And just
Jesus.
But he was always he loved everybody, very nice to not the Burr that I was taught. So
Right.
I thought it was interesting. But I got a kick.
Well, considering that he does in the show talks about his, lady was married to someone else.
Yeah.
He's not
which was all true.
an up and up kind of guy.
Theodosia has a tragic
She
history.
does, I know.
Yeah.
She,
The daughter or the woman he was with?
The daughter.
Yeah.
She is married to a man in South Carolina, and her son dies, which was Aaron Burr's apple of his eye. Aaron Burr is terrible with money because he's always buying presents and trinkets for his grandson and his daughter. That's he just spends amounts
All kinds of
money on them.
Not trinkets, big things.
But all kinds, just whatever. He's
Yeah.
and there was a point where he didn't have money for food or shelter in Europe, so he had to sell a bunch of it to. I mean, that's he's like, well, I got to eat, and that kind of situation. He just didn't come to him. Theodosia's son dies. He's in New York. She goes to visit him. She gets on a steamship because the family driver, the carriage driver, because normally they would just carriage drive, was too drunk to drive. And instead of getting a new guy, they just put her on a ship. The ship vanished, and she never was seen again. And there was rumors that she was captured by pirates and was in a prison,
Holy crap.
But
So he lost his grandson and his daughter.
Right.
Yep.
And it's mostly likely she got lost in a storm. It's tragic.
Okay.
But yeah, and that was our Hamilton break.
There you go. Dun-dun-dun.
So what else have you guys been up to?
How about you?
Me? I mean, I've just been working, training people to fight. That's kind of what I do now. It's been great. We won the Nappy Award for Best Gym.
Congratulations.
And so we did the Nappies Friday night and
How was
accepted
that?
our award. It was nice. It was super busy,
We're never nominated.
packed. Well,
I know.
we
I
can
voted
fix
for
that.
us all the time.
I don't care one way or the other, but
But it,
Drew
wa-
started a controversy about it and broke the internet.
Oh.
it was really nice.
well, I don't remember that.
I don't remember controversy.
Like about the nappies. Okay. So we have a client that won something, and they got an ad in the nappies or the lanyap to
Yeah.
thank everybody for voting.
Yeah, you have to
They
pay for that.
ran another ad for another place that also won the same thing. So what they did is they basically tied. So we split the category.
That's stupid.
They did that to a couple places.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So after people voted, I'm just going to say.
There's no way several people
I'm just
tied.
going to say, well, actually, they posted about it, so I can't. It was a wedding venue,
Uh-huh.
and everybody voted, and this person won best wedding venue.
Right.
But another one came up. They said basically tied. I don't know what that means. I don't
There's
know how
no
close
such
they
thing.
got.
Either
You win
tied
or you don't.
didn't.
Right. So they're so we split them, but they didn't tell them that. They said, congratulations, you won best wedding venue to both of them. But what they did is they were well, one won the best indoor wedding venue, and this one won the best outdoor wedding venue. But that's not what you voted
Oh,
for.
hell no.
Yeah.
For those who are new to this area, we are and don't know about Mobile. The Nappy Awards is a awards given to by a free newspaper called the Lanyap that you can get at
It's
bars.
not free anymore. Well, I mean, it's free if you go get it in certain places, but to have it at your house.
You
you
know,
have to
it's
pay
always
for it.
been
Yeah.
paid for delivery, but you can pick it up
Yeah.
downtown anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go. So
It's an entertainment magazine.
It
with some
doesn't
news and
necessarily
politics
mean
and
anything,
stuff.
but at the same time, you get to hang a banner. People know what it means. People understand it.
It is a
and
What
big
it
deal in
means-
Mobile.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
It's a
So
big deal in
what it
Mobile.
means, especially for a small business like us, it's fantastic advertising.
Oh, 100%.
And so the people who own 9 Round, great friends of mine, they just bought it in March. And so from March until now, we have taken this business and turned it into something really wonderful. And so winning the Nappy is a big deal for us because that
yeah.
exposes us.
It's actually
more.
shorter than that because it's like March until May when the voting starts. Voting's done in June, so it's
Yes,
like
I'm
3 months. You do.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's a big deal. Now, there's a lot of controversy? Absolutely. Like having somebody like, no offense, the Killer Bees winning best local comedian when he's a national known comedian. I mean, there should be a separate category for like best entertainer from Mobile or best,
Yeah, people that
instead
have
of,
made it big.
yeah, made it big instead of, and that happened in a couple of the entertainment categories where someone who's not a local person anymore, somebody who's gone off and made it big.
That would
won
be like
best.
having like a best actor, and we pull somebody that's in a big movie now.
Yeah, so it's it's not like necessarily local stuff, which is what it should be.
I haven't paid attention to that at all this
Yeah,
year. I didn't even vote. I don't
There's
think I
been a
voted this year.
few kind of like where people were like, okay, I don't know.
so
It shouldn't.
they decided to separate them, but they didn't tell the winners they were separated.
so they both
So
thought they
in
won
the
the category.
the same newspaper article, like the same
They
newspaper
won
week,
best wedding
they
venue.
both posted about it. But the thing is they use pictures, right?
Yeah.
The other place that used their picture used an indoor picture because they're an outdoor venue, but they have indoor weddings if it rains.
Right.
So the picture they used was from an indoor. So, but it didn't say, like, thank you for voting me best indoor wedding venue. They both said, thank you for voting me best wedding venue.
Oh.
Because they were not told that it was separated. They were just told,
I
congratulations,
wonder what
you
happened.
won.
Did like they the ones? They're both
One
your
of they
clients?
saw each other's ads. The client of ours they got it's Crown Hall, and they got a half page,
Oh, yeah.
and they reached out to us the morning that it was announced. It was like, hey, I was just scrolling Facebook, and this person just said that they also got this. So it turned into this like,
But it's not your fault.
it's not but we're like,
Yeah.
we looked into it. And so it happened to them. It happened to a hair salon
Oh wow.
that they decided to separate from West Mobile to another side of Mobile. But you voted as best hair salon. So you just can't ethically you can't do that. You can't take
No.
people's votes and then be like, it was basically a tie, and then split it.
No.
Even
No.
if you have the best of intentions. So it turned into like, it was on
Yeah.
Thursday. Like we ended up getting calls. I say we.
Yeah, because
My work ended up getting calls from everybody.
So here's the way it works. We were notified that we were winners back at the beginning of June.
right, as they were.
Right. So we knew, and everybody had to do a video. Caleb here was gracious enough to edit our video. He was
Yay.
amazing.
Yay,
Because you
Caleb.
have to do a 30-second acceptance video,
Yep.
basically, because they don't have people coming up anymore because it takes too much time. So we knew a long time,
Right.
ahead of time. And then the Wednesday, so the Nappies was this past Friday. They officially announced the winners, to the public the Wednesday before.
When the
So what
article-
you're
when the paper
saying
goes
is
out.
that these people did not know until the Wednesday before
like
that more people,
the
like,
person from Crown Hall was on an airplane Thursday morning scrolling their Facebook to go out of town and saw that the other venue posted about
That's
how they won the same category,
crazy.
called us and was like, hey, they also said it in the same, because their paper goes out every Wednesday.
so
So they had already paid for the ad to be in their paper for this
they
next
had
week.
to have made that decision back in June, though, and then
When
notified
they told them.
both
Yeah.
people. That's ridiculous.
Lanyap people will never come on this podcast now.
Yeah, that's sad.
But anyway,
Anyway, we had a
We
good
also
time.
won't win one now.
so
But we had a good time.
don't say that. You don't
Just
know.
saying that.
You never know.
Again,
But it
it's-
was just, it turned into this whole like
That's
thing.
crazy.
It
That's
turned into a
crazy.
whole thing.
We-
and I'm sure they had the best of intentions. I'm sure they weren't trying to be malicious,
We're-
but
we are a wonderful and entertaining podcast. We're not a mobile podcast, and we're not, that's what they like.
I just want you to know we were listed and I voted for us every time I voted.
Well, that's cool.
We were listed?
Yeah, you can submit anybody.
Yeah,
And then
you
vote.
I will totally. We need to.
Seriously, guys, I'm the only one voting for us. No wonder we
I
didn't
didn't
I
win.
never saw us listed. I've never seen us listed, not one time.
No, we
I
were
went
listed
in
last
and
year.
out of-
You voted
yeah.
last year with us. I know that.
Well, yeah, last year, but this year
Yeah,
I didn't see us listed.
Yeah, I didn't do anything this year.
Well, why
I
didn't
checked.
somebody say something?
I just
and
assumed
would've-
because it was listed, everybody was doing it too. I was so
I don't
busy.
look at all the
No.
categories.
Hey,
I
I will-
only look at the ones where people say, "Hey, I was nominated. Vote for me," because that's
It
a
takes
lot.
so much time.
That's what I'm
I just-
saying. So I
It was
hit
like a
the
good
main
30
ones.
minutes, if not to an hour,
Why didn't
depending
you
on
say
what
anything?
Because I assumed everybody was doing it. I don't know. I was so
Don't ever
busy.
assume. Please don't.
Good,
Yeah,
you know how
no.
busy I was that month? I was barely voting for my own people,
Girl,
let alone telling other people to do it.
I literally vote for the people I know about. That's
I'm
it.
saying, I'm just saying.
To me, it's like the Oscars. It's not a real thing, so it's
It's not.
But I think it'd be fun to win. We could
sure,
go.
sure. We can.
I
like,
think we should do
I-
it.
I
next
And then
year.
our acceptance speech should be like,
I,
Welcome
then
to
I
the Cult
dub
Movie
you in
Cantina.
charge of nappy
Okay.
campaigning.
Next year
Yeah.
we're doing nappy campaigning.
I will-
next year.
I'll let
We're
her
doing
campaign
well,
that.
for
I
us.
will vote like I did this year.
We're gonna share stuff and be irritating and like make people vote. And Caleb's gonna help us make a video
Yep.
on please vote for us, and it's gonna be great.
Please vote
gonna
for
happen.
me. I
Anyway.
haven't been nominated for anything in 84 years.
84 years.
Oh my gosh.
We have
okay.
over this many videos.
But anyway, that's all I've been doing. Is
Podcasts.
doing the gym thing, and I've been catching up on like TV, like that show you told me to watch. I
Yeah,
watched
P-Valley, and you
P
liked it. I
Valley
knew
is
you were gonna like
amazing.
it.
P Valley, man.
You see why I dropped out? I was like, it's a little. It gets heavy, and I'm just like,
I mean,
too
but
heavy
it's
for me.
heavy. It's heavy, but it's not like The Boys heavy.
No, it's not. It's a different kind of
It's,
heavy.
Mm.
It's heavy on my heart.
see, I don't get that.
I know.
I don't because I don't
have a
feel
heart.
that. I do have a heart. I do 100%
Small
have a
and
heart.
stone.
But let me tell you, the more you watch, the less you have a heart about some of this stuff.
sure.
But it is the most ghetto, trashy, amazing, messed up.
It's on Stars, right?
Yeah,
it's on
messed
Stars.
up show. I mean, like
the last
I
week when
can't
you weren't
not
here,
watch it.
the last cult meeting when you weren't here, a coworker of mine, a friend of mine at work,
I love it.
recommended it for me. So I watched the first episode, and I was like, I could see why there's stuff in it that I liked, but like it's about a strip club in Mississippi,
Yeah.
and there's like
But it's not like a high class strip club.
no, it is a
Well, it's in Mississippi.
right. See,
That's what I'm trying to say. It is.
and
Yeah.
like just the strippers' lives. Just there's a lot going on, and I'm just like,
You follow the strippers' lives?
and I'm just like, I
Oh,
don't-
let me tell you
just
what
don't-
this show makes me want to do. This show makes me want to be a stripper. I am not gonna. The more you get into it, because so I watch it from. So
okay, what was your stripper name?
I don't know what my stripper name would be. I have to think. Oh, wait a minute. It would be, Cheetos Purple.
Cheetos Purple.
The thing you ate last and the color of your panties
Okay.
is what it should be, according to Uncle. What's his name?
Uncle Clifford.
Uncle Clifford. That's
I
what
don't
your
wanna
stripper
say
name
mine
should
'cause
be.
it's sad.
Cheetos Purple.
Gluten-free crackers and
Cracker Gray.
Cracker Gray.
Just be Cracker. You just be Cracker. That'd be a
rather
great
not.
stripper name.
I'd rather not.
However,
But anyway,
I'm going to say Silver because it
so
sounds better.
I watched the show, and yes, the girls are some of the lives are tragic, but some of them are not necessarily tragic. But the skills that these women show on the poles, and as someone who had to learn how to do that for a show one time, and like the skills that I have, what I learned are nothing compared to the tricks. And I love him. He
Yeah.
looks just like Lafayette. Is nothing compared to the stuff that they can do on the poles. And I watched the show, and I am just mesmerized by the things that these women can do. I am like, holy crap.
so the strip
I
club.
would give them all my money.
The strip
every
club
dime.
is owned by someone who I would call gender fluid,
Okay.
and whose name is Uncle Clifford. And
Okay.
first of all, if I was gay, this is the gay I would like to be. So I'm just gonna call Uncle Clifford my gay spirit animal
Okay.
because that is fierce.
Well, hot damn.
Right, I'm kind of into that.
Did you ever watch True Blood?
I watched enough to know Lafayette.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
he not remind you of Lafayette? Like if
Lafayette
Lafayette,
wasn't in the kitchen.
that's what I'm saying. If Lafayette owned a strip club,
Yeah.
and if you watch the show, the way he acts, just like Lafayette.
just like,
It is like, oh my God.
I'm like,
It's
all right.
amazing. So the show is like, it's one of those things like, why am I watching this? But I can't stop watching
because
it.
it's
Yeah.
It's great. I did watch Thor too. I went to the movies to go see Thor: Love and Thunder. That was great.
What'd you like? You like it?
Oh God, yeah. But
It was fine.
it was everything I expected it to be as far as,
I mean, it's a Taika film from what I've
yeah,
heard.
that's what I'm saying.
There you go.
It was exactly what I expected it to be, and I enjoyed it.
I liked it too. It's fun, but it's like most of Marvel, the rest of Marvel's Phase 4. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not excited. I'm not rushing to see it again. I haven't.
I
seen
mean,
any of
I'll
these
put
movies.
it. I don't feel like. I feel like this one could stand alone from the Phase 4
Sure.
stuff. It's not like trippy with everything tied in like Doctor Strange.
Right.
So I just liked it. I liked the whole thing. Thor is amazing. He's one
I
of my
haven't seen
favorite
it.
characters.
I went to the movies Thursday.
What did you see?
I saw Nope.
Oh, I want to see that.
Have you heard about Nope?
No.
Nope is Jordan Peele's latest film. Jordan Peele did Get Out
Right.
and Us. And
Right.
so it's his next. So it's first of all, it's gonna be trippy as hell
Yeah.
Yep.
and crazy.
Do you know I've
Yeah.
not seen either one of those other
I
films?
haven't.
Oh.
I haven't seen them either, but I know.
Oh, we
I
may,
know
I
what
can't
they're
remember if
about.
I've seen
yeah.
Get Out, but I've seen it
we may
enough
do.
of it that
We
it's-
should do Get Out.
We should do Get Out and Us. I like Us.
Oh yeah, both.
Wait,
Yeah, both are good.
Get Out was
Get
filmed
Out-
in Fairhope.
Get Out was for Nathan's in Get Out. Pat's in Get Out as well.
oh, I think I have seen Get
My-
Out. Is that the one where the guy is like dating the white girl
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the white
yeah,
family?
yeah,
and,
yeah,
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 I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
I've seen Get Out. I did like
My
that
problem
one.
with Get Out, and I love Get Out. Get Out's great. My problem with Get Out is I know so many people in Get Out. And I'm like, it takes me out
It
of
takes
it.
Oh
you
yeah,
out of
you're
it.
like,
Takes me-
oh, I know that guy.
I know people
yeah.
people really well.
It's like when you watch.
I've
a-
directed people in Get Out.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's just like
It's like
boom,
when you
boom.
watch a film that's shot in Mobile, and you're like, oh, that's downtown.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's,
Okay, I've seen Get Out. I haven't seen the others.
The Us.
Us is
Or Us, rather. I've seen the others. I haven't
Us
seen-
is a fragile art piece that if you think too much into it, it collapses. But if you keep it inside its bubble, it's one of the best movies ever. It's beautiful. Jordan Peele makes horror art films.
Okay.
Almost like A24 films, but like not.
Okay.
Nope is about a
It's like aliens?
sort of.
Okay.
And I'm not going to give anything away because I want everyone to see it, and I would love to unpack it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is about a brother and sister who own a horse ranch that trains horses for Hollywood.
Right.
It's not going well,
Okay.
and so there's something in the sky that if they can catch on video or film, they'll make what they call Oprah money.
Okay.
And so
Oh, gotta get
that's
some Oprah
part of
money.
it. And then you've got Steve Yeun, who was Glenn and
Right.
Walking Dead. He plays a former child star with his own Wild West theme attraction,
Right.
who is also looking in the skies to make money.
Okay.
And then there's something in between those two stories that is horrifying and unnerving and wonderful to watch all at once.
Nice.
And like it's the first movie in a while I've seen that has 3 separate tones that work.
Okay.
It's like each act is a separate tone. Like, it's a horror film, but when the third act, when the horse, I was less tense than I was in the middle of the movie.
Okay.
The Steve Yeun stuff is
Creepy.
no, it is horrific.
Okay.
And the catch is you don't see anything.
Nice.
It's just what your brain comes up with. And
Nice.
it's just like, huh. And so it is.
To me, that's the scariest.
It is. Nope is currently my favorite film of the year.
Nope.
Was that the 3 act you just explained, or was that Us?
That was Nope. That was
Okay.
the
I
drag
saw
of
an
it.
interview
I'll
with
tell you about this too in a second.
who's the lead black actor.
That's
He was in-
Daniel Kaluuya.
Right. He was in Black Panther.
He was in Black
Okay,
Panther.
Okay, so
and
yeah. So I saw a.
he was also in Get Out. He's the black guy in Get Out.
Yes.
The main guy.
I saw
Like,
him in
all
an interview with somebody I can't remember, the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
Thank
Jimmy
you.
Fallon. Thank you. And talking about, and he was asking him, was like, well, how did, where did the name come from, And he said, number one, I didn't realize he was British.
Yeah. he's
Yeah.
right.
So, I'm not going to try to do his accent, but he was talking, he was talking to Jordan Peele, and he's like, so what's the name of this movie? And he's like, Nope. And he's like, what? He says, Nope. And he says, why Nope? He said, because that's what a black person would say.
Yeah.
Oh, no lie. And trust me, that happens a few times in the movie. There's something of nope.
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 But you would think that it's done for like.
It was great. I had no idea it was British.
And it's very. Oh, and Michael Wincott's in it, who played Top Dollar and the Crow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was in it, so he's in it, and like we've not seen him in a minute, and people just need to use him more.
Yeah, he's good.
It's really good. I highly recommend. Us, real quick.
Yes.
Us is about a world underneath our world, where your doppelganger lives, and what happens if you meet what happens if you meet your doppelganger, and it's
It's like a mirror universe, kind of
sort of, but it's like
different.
it is. Caleb, did you see Us?
I have not seen
we
Us
got-
yet. It's
I'm
on my
gonna
list.
put them on the list because
Yeah.
I think maybe when Nope comes out on video, we'll do all three of them.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
it's like
Yeah.
because it is. They're art pieces. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're films, but there's something about these three. There's something about them, and he's got an eye,
Interesting.
and like it's amazing how today, when you see a trailer, you've seen most of the movie,
Yes.
and you're like, okay, so I know what I'm getting into,
Right.
and then you watch the trailer for Nope, and you're like, oh, I know what I'm getting into,
Right. I thought it was the alien.
and
flick.
then you get there, and you're like, nope.
Nope.
Nope, not what I was thinking, and I was just, I can't. I want to see it again. I like on IMAX.
I'll see it with you.
It is. That middle. I don't know if I can get to that middle part though. That middle part's heavy. Like how I don't like heavy. Like it's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's and it's like I think you'll love it, but
Yeah.
it's like, fuck. I don't want to give it away. But that's how I mean, just like. But I would love someone else to see so I can unpack it with somebody because
Nice.
it's like,
Well, I
I'll go see it.
yeah.
I now got some money, so I can go see movies again.
Cool.
I'm down.
So I saw Nope. I saw Bob's Burgers too.
I,
as well.
I saw that last night, actually,
I've never
with
even
the
seen
family.
the cartoon,
I've
so I have no frame. of
My
reference
I'm a
Cartoon.
for
fan
that.
of the show. My family's a fan of the show, so we love the movie. It
I
was-
have not seen a lot of the episodes. I know who everybody is. I've seen some clips,
Mhm.
and the movie was fine.
I don't know anything about Bob's Burger other than the one time Jestina dressed up like one of them, and she
Who was
had to
Linda?
explain it
She
to
was
me.
Linda. Yeah, she was Linda.
And she
Yeah.
had to explain it
She
to
was like
me.
one of the easiest people to dress
Because
as.
I was like, I have no idea who this is. So, but
it's-
we know that I don't watch a lot of animated
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
but it was fine. It doesn't know what it wants to be either though. It's like it's trying to be it's either a long episode or a Disney movie, and it doesn't can't quite figure out where it's at. So, but it's I think the biggest thing when it does like the Simpsons movie, it's like when I'm done with it, it's like it doesn't make me want to go watch a bunch of the Simpsons, or it doesn't make me want to go watch a bunch of Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it. I'm glad I saw it.
You're
I was
like-
entertained.
But afterwards, it's like, meh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. So I wasn't. So performances were great though.
Cool.
That's the only. I've Prime Day happened last week for Amazon Prime, and I picked up a couple of movies I still haven't watched. I did watch a documentary on the Automat. Do you know what an Automat is?
No.
Is that like a laundromat?
Sort of. So back in they were around for like 100 years, but they were only in two cities, New York and Philadelphia, and they were cafeterias where you would put nickels in
Mhm.
slots and open up and pull out your food.
Ah.
And so
There's nothing like a
I've-
laundromat.
Yeah, I've
nickels and
I've most
Okay, I get it.
yeah,
your
like,
food instead of cleaning your clothes.
I've,
Okay,
I've
I see.
mostly seen them in movies that are.
I've seen 'em in movies. I
and
never-
like TV shows that are in the
Right, like-
40s and 50s.
So it's just like a big thing of vending machines, basically.
No, it's
No,
not
no.
really vending machines. It's
You-
like it's a wall of. They almost look like little glass ovens.
because you'd go to
Oh,
the actual
okay.
diner. You go to the actual diner that you're eating at, and you would
Put your
pay-
nickel in
yeah. It's more like
and pull out like your Salisbury steak.
yeah,
meal.
it's closer to a
it's
pay for food version of say like Golden Corral.
yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
So it's kind of like a replicator that's not being replicated,
Right.
and you have to pay for. Yeah, I
full
gotcha.
kitchen staff in the back, and
I
like they
gotcha.
had good quality food for the longest time. It was so good quality food that in World War II, when you were drafted and sent over to Europe on the Queen Mary, the Queen Elizabeth, the food that was there was catered by
The automat.
the automat, and like they supplied food for the war effort. I mean, it was a big deal, and so.
That's
But
interesting.
I had heard of them because they've been in movies before, but I thought they were like all over the America. And at one time they were
I've
like
never heard of them.
at one time they were the largest restaurant chain in America. However, they were only in 2 cities, Philadelphia and New York City.
That kind of reminds. My mother loves documentaries.
Mhm.
That's like, and she's got, she watches Netflix like religiously. She loves Netflix for the documentaries, and I took her out to eat yesterday for lunch. So I go to pick her up, and of course she's hard of hearing now, so she plays everything at very loudly.
At the volume.
Yes, at the volume. So I walk in, of course her TV's on, and she's sitting there on the couch watching a documentary on the Hitler Youth, which is fine. I mean, but I looked at her and I'm like, well, this is great. And she says, what? And I said, here I am watching an old white lady watching a documentary on the Hitler Youth. I thought it was kind of funny.
They're clever young people.
And then she got all indignant. It's like, well, you realize they were forced into it, and they experimented on these children. Yes, Mom, I'm just teasing.
So that reminded me. Prime Day I bought a new TV
Right?
Okay.
because I needed one. I hadn't had a TV. I hadn't bought a TV for myself in ever.
You don't have to explain yourself. You get you a TV.
And so I got me a little TV and my old TV, the one I've had since college, when I play video games, the screen doesn't fit the video game. So it's like the video game is too much for the screen.
Right.
So that hurts when you ride your horse.
Right. And
Mhm.
so it's, well, not all games, but they're ready to fit. But I'm a big fan of Civilization. It's a game where you build cities
Right.
and stuff. And so the last time I played this was during the pandemic while I was working, and I had to quit because I was like, I'm going to lose my job because all I want to do is play this game.
Right.
Yeah, it's a game that takes a long time.
Oh my God, I will lose hours. Like I will start playing and then like, fuck, it's 3 o'clock.
And-
Where'd
and
the day went?
It gets even worse if you start playing online with friends.
I don't play online. I just do. I just play the computer. But I got the new TV, and I'm like, the problem with like playing on my TV is like all the information. There's like important information that was on the side that kept cutting off, and I was like, oh, I got the new TV. I can see everything now, so I'm gonna play this game. First of all, shouldn't have done that because I've lost 3 days. Like
9 hours later.
3 days. So I'm playing Friday night, and one of the things that you can do in the game is create your own religion and spread your own religion throughout the. It's one of the.
What religion did you choose?
And you can choose from any religion, or you can just make your own.
Okay.
Yeah,
And there's
you can
different-
rename them and
And so, there is a little red elephant symbol that you can choose, and I choose it, and I make Sabanism,
Oh, Jesus.
where instead of saying Amen, you say
You
roll
roll
tide.
tide.
Roll tide. And so,
Oh my God.
and there's
That's terrible.
They're Sabanists.
That's terrible.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great?
I mean, it's pretty realistic.
That's terrible.
Right. So
My mother would join your religion, by
because
the way.
I'm from Alabama and I think it's hilarious. So we have Saban and every game you can get religious tenets for each religion.
How many people you got saying roll tide?
Oh, I one time I won the game once by religion win, and that means every civilization is following your religion. You win the game, and so I had the whole planet one time doing roll tide. But here's the problem. So I'm doing my little thing, building my cities, got my religion going, and then Brazil is right below me, and they're doing their thing too. And then I noticed that Brazil are all Jewish people, and I was like, oh, that's neat. And then the Jewish people sent their little ministers and apostles to go convert my Sabanites into Judaism, and I was like, well, we can't have that happen. So I started fighting, and then I got playing for like 30 minutes and went, wait a minute, am I the bad guy?
Kind of felt bad about that, didn't you?
I'm like, am I Hitler? I'm not.
We can't have that. We're gonna roll tide on over.
And I'm just like, you know what? Restart game. It's just like, I'm uncomfortable doing Schindler's List on this game. I'm out.
So you have just now told me the secret in winning that game. As long as I make my religion Judaism,
Right.
then I can probably make people into feeling guilty
Oh,
for attacking me. It's like, what are you, an anti-Semite?
Except the Germans, because they
They don't care.
I tell you who's a bitch on that game? Gandhi.
Oh,
Yes,
he's an asshole.
Gandhi's an asshole.
So, do you want to say why, or should I tell the story?
You can tell the story. I know.
So,
it,
the original game.
this game's been out since like the early
Whatever.
90s.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. Sid Meier created the game.
It's great. It's a fun game.
And
I've been playing since
a lot of his
too.
games are great. Pirates and.
I like Pirates too.
But so they created it to the point is that Gandhi's supposed to be really peaceful.
Because
Like,
Gandhi was.
so
Lies.
they have like a score system where it shows how peaceful they are. The problem is because of when they developed the game, they didn't count for what happens when it goes negative. And it went negative, and it made it to where it just reversed back to where it goes to the top, where he's like fuel warmongering.
Right.
Oh, wow.
He starts out with like, "Hey, we are, hey, peaceful, whatever." And then he's like, "Hey, I'm dropping nukes on you,"
And
because Gandhi.
Yeah, so like it was a bug, but now it's a feature. At this point,
Every Gandhi I've played has just been a dick.
yeah, like now they purposefully
He
set
shows
it
up,
that
he's
way.
all nice. Then suddenly there's an army of dudes trying to mess with you, and I'm like, Gandhi, no. I had to go fuck up India now, and that's
It's-
another historical
it's-
no.
it's just
Reset.
only if you're playing the
I
British.
love it. Reset.
Resets like that's how it was like.
Am
Am I the bad guys?
Reset.
Yeah,
That's too
So
funny.
that's what I've been doing all weekend. And like when I'm done with the podcast tonight, when I go home, I've promised myself one more game I'm gonna play tonight, and then I'm going to put it away
There you go.
because again I know I cannot, and I'll break it out in 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm addicted to it. It's too good. I have stuff to do. I can't.
This is why I don't play video games.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of them, but that one gets me. You like games? You got a game that just sucks you in?
When I was playing it, Breath of the Wild, you can lose
Yeah.
hours to that game.
Yeah.
I haven't played a game in a while. I was addicted to Uncharted.
Oh, so good.
I had to play all those.
Have you seen the movie?
No,
I
haven't
like
seen
it.
I've never even heard of it.
Uncharted. I really like playing the game. I
Uncharted
need to finish the one
is
I was on. but
Uncharted similar to like Tomb Raider. And
It's like but like more. It's like Tomb Raider and The Mummy
yeah.
Okay.
mixed together, if you will, because you'll be playing. You'll think you're on like a treasure hunt.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden something supernatural shows up,
Yep.
and you're like, "What the fuck? This doesn't even make sense for what I'm doing."
And yeah, currently
game.
there's 4 main games, and then there's a side game.
So I'm in the middle of the third,
mm-hmm.
and then I'll start the fourth. But I kind of step back because I'm just very busy.
Yeah.
But Breath of the Wild will suck in my time a lot. Fable, when I used to play Fable, that one got me too.
Fable.
But I don't have an Xbox anymore. And I do like Halo, games like that. But right now, there's pretty much no extra time. Like, it's Mackenzie's in band camp every day. She goes from 1 to 9. She started this last week. So every day until school starts. So for like 2.5, 3 weeks, she has band camp from 1 to 9 every day.
That's late.
I know.
Why
When I
don't-
did band camp, it was a week long, and it was 8 to 8.
Yeah,
and it was done.
it's usually
Hers is
during-
1 to 9, 1 to 9, which you
Why
think,
so late
oh,
at
it,
night?
it might make probably because it's cooler. If I,
I
had to guess,
maybe.
but at the same time, like, I work in Mobile, so now I have to make sure that I'm home in time to get her to band camp, or Jennifer has to make sure she's home in time to get her to band camp. Usually she works till about 1 or 2, so she's either getting off early or I'm having to come home early, and then we can't just have somebody take Mickey because Mickey's home usually with the girls. So if she's not there, one of us still has to be there because then the girls are home by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
Wow.
that, and then prepping for school, and then all my doctor's appointments, and I'm stage managing a play, and then roller
How do you
derby.
find time for all that?
She doesn't play Breath of the Wild.
I don't play Breath of the Wild anymore. This weekend is the most I've had time at home, and anytime I have like a day at home, I knock out everything that has to get done at home. So I've stained furniture that needed to get stained. I cleaned the
Shoot,
guinea pig's
If
cage.
I had a day off, I wouldn't do anything.
But see, like, I just have so much to do that if I don't do it on the days, like last weekend was yard work day because it had been raining so much
Oh,
that I
I'm a
was
yard
able to
boy.
get out and cut all the grass and pull the vines and do all the stuff. So today was my laziest day. I finished a whole puzzle
Nice.
and watched a movie.
Hey.
I watched The Gray Man.
So how was it?
It was very good.
I've never even heard of that.
It's
Either.
on Netflix.
It's on
Okay.
Netflix. It's in the top 10. It's an action movie, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's on my list.
I kind of
it's
want to
good.
see that movie. That's Nicolas Cage playing himself.
I just rented that. I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
yet.
What is
I'm
that one called?
intrigued.
The
I can't remember, but
Incredible Weight of something.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm intrigued because he plays himself.
What's the name?
I'm working on it.
Caleb's.
What
looking at it.
I'm excited about, and I think we
The
might
Incredible
watch-
Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, that's
There
it.
you go.
Okay. Because I saw when I was finding something to watch today, because I've been trying to watch more movies, or at least have them on. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch most of that movie because I was doing my puzzle,
Yeah.
but I did my puzzle. Because I can do them in like a day. There's a movie called Uma
Mm-hmm.
that we wanted to watch that was you had to rent, and it's on Netflix now.
Cool.
So I saw that when I found the other movie, so we're probably watching that tonight.
Cool.
So I'll probably crochet while we watch
So
that.
I have two questions for you.
Yes.
One's an update,
Okay.
and another is something new to talk about.
Okay.
The update is: have you had any more or any other contact with the lesbians down the street?
No, but they have a bigger lesbian flag now.
Oh, wait.
Before they had like
Are
one
they-
of those
Wait,
little-
wait. I don't know anything about this. Is there?
Yes, you do.
Yes,
the
you
ones that
do.
I
Yeah,
tried
you
to
were-
call, I saw them in the pet store, and were you not?
Yeah, she was here for that.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Okay.
was. I don't remember this at all.
In fact, it was a clip.
So I went into the pet store and I saw them. I did like a triple take, and I was like, I really wanted to say hi, but I couldn't because I was
don't
running
remember
so
this at
much.
all.
I'm pretty.
I
But
would
it doesn't
remember-
matter. So there's lesbians that live on my street,
Okay.
and they had a little yard flag.
Yeah.
Like just a little one that goes like in your garden, right? One of those.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, lesbians. And then we see them walking their dogs. So we know that they're lesbians. I'm sorry. They might not be.
But
They're
you're pretty
lesbians.
sure they
they're
are.
lesbians. And it's just the two of them, and they live
Oh
like on
no,
our
you
street.
weren't here for that one.
That's what I'm saying. I
She
don't
was not.
remember.
She
any
wasn't
les-
here for that one.
I'm like, I don't know
Oh,
anything
that's
about
when I
les-
sat in your spot.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you the story.
I was like, I don't know anything about the
So-
lesbians
No,
on the
I was
street.
wrong.
We've been trying to make this connection happen because I feel like we'll be the best of friends because I just assume all lesbians like all other lesbians.
That's not true.
I know, but I'm gonna assume that because we
That's
so
like-
far everybody we've
that's
met
not
on our
true.
street, except for the person with the cat. That
You
won't
know
take
how I
care
know
of
that's
it.
not true? My Mardi Gras organization is probably 60% lesbian.
That's fair. So
You have to find the right.
it was this
group
whole moment of
lesbians.
like, we've constantly been like, how do we like introduce ourselves? Because we'll see them when we drive up and down the road,
Yeah.
but our house is further down than theirs.
Right.
Sometimes we see
Wait.
them walking their dog.
Do you remember what Mackenzie called it? The
The community.
community.
That's
Yeah.
what I remember.
Yeah. Sorry, I
So
couldn't
she
remember. I
calls
thought
it the
was
community.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Okay.
that's what all kids call
Called
it.
the-
It's called
yeah.
the
Kids-
community.
Kids are calling it the community now.
Yes.
Okay.
So I ran into PetSmart on the way here, and because I had to stop and get something for the guinea pig, and we were making stops on the way
Betting,
here.
if I remember.
Yes, and I ran in and did like a triple take because like they were at the tag
Mm-hmm.
kiosk, and I just saw them out of the corner of my eye, started walking, and then like looked back, and then looked back again. I was like, oh, it's the lesbians. Like they live on our street. They're right there in front of me in flesh.
So why don't you just say, hey?
because I was running late to the
Oh, okay.
podcast, and so I was like, no, Justina, you can't do. Like it was a
That-
whole
that's why
inner
this was the
monologue
story.
Yeah.
That's why.
where I was like, you should say hi, but what are you gonna do? Say, hey, I live on your street. I know this. I know where you live exactly, precisely.
I've seen you walking your dog
I watched
on my
you walk
street.
your dog.
is what
I'm
I'm
also
saying.
with a woman. She's in the car. It's fine. We're together.
No, like no, that's not how you say it. You say, "Hey, I'm Justina. I've seen you walking my dog on the street."
And then be like, I have to go though. We should catch up. Bye. Like that would be the weirdest encounter. So I was like, no, Justina, you don't have time for that. Like I thought all of that as I walked by, turned, and then another friend of mine was at the end of the aisle. So I did have a weird moment with her because I walked over and I was like, how weird is it that I just saw two people in one store at one time? And there's an announcer at the same time. So it sounds like there's like a party or something happening in PetSmart, Petco. Which one is it? Which one's that one? I think that's Petco.
I think it
Yeah.
was Pet
Oh, my
Kid.
daughter's the manager of that store,
Oh,
right
so-
there in Daphne,
yeah.
by the interstate.
So there was somebody
Yeah.
announcing something in the middle. So it was a lot happening.
My
all at
daughter's the
once.
manager there.
And the lady that was, it was Anita, a good friend of ours, and she was talking to her kids, and she looked up and had this moment of, what? And I was like, oh, hey. And I was like, I have to go, though. Bye. So I literally did that to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then ran to get the stuff I needed. I had to get something for the cats, came back for the guinea pigs, and she ended up being on the same aisle with me again and was like, oh, hey, I have to go again. And then left, realized that the people in the middle are like dog training. But it sounded like an event was happening. It was a lot of stuff back to back to back.
Right.
And so it was a whole moment.
So
But
if you've yet to meet your street lesbians.
I have yet to meet my street lesbians, but I feel like we would be
Street
the
Lesbians
best
is
of
the
friends.
name of my next album.
And so what's funny about that, though, is not long after that, like within a week after me telling that story and that whole thing,
Yeah.
I had taken the kids to the pool.
Right.
And we have a flag, and it got twisted. So I was out fixing the flag, and one of the lesbians was walking down the street with their dog, and Mackenzie's like, "Mom, it's a lesbian." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "How do you get that flag to not do that?" Like, seriously, this kid was like,
Oh, Jesus.
"How do we get it
She's
to
trying to
not
have her mama out.
twist?" Because it's like a pride flag. And I was like, "Shut up. I'm going to get my swimsuit," which is
Yeah.
like a full old lady swimsuit, because that's just what I have that fits right now. So I'm like, shut up. Like awkwardly standing on a tree stump
Trying to fix your
my
flag.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's the closest we've gotten to them.
So now they have a bigger flag, you said?
So what we're saying is things are moving along just fine.
So, well, I don't know.
But do they have a
They,
pride
yeah,
flag
they have
now?
they have a flag that's mounted as well.
But they said, but bigger, right?
No, it's like the same. It's like a real flag. Before they had one of those little tiny
Yeah.
garden.
Oh,
ones.
Mhm.
But it's a
Yeah.
pride flag.
Yes.
So
Ferment their-
you're safe to assume that they
Oh,
are
it's they're lesbians.
Oh,
Okay.
see-
Oh, I'm sorry, but they're lesbians.
So when she said they had a bigger flag, I thought they were like, we're gonna
Bigger-
show dominance. We're the
Yeah.
dominant lesbians.
Now
we're
we
the
gotta
alpha
change our
lesbians.
house.
We're gonna
Our
alpha
flag is bigger than your
We're
flag.
the alpha lesbians.
No, they just got like a full flag now.
Okay.
It's no secret that you're getting married soon,
Yes.
and you texted us a couple of weeks ago with like, "Hey, we're gonna do a whole new name change."
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
And-
thank you for. I forgot all about this.
I did not.
I
And
was
so-
like, I've been waiting.
yeah, actually, I have been because I'm curious about it, and so, you gave a suggestion to us, and we all had questions because mostly about how to pronounce it.
And I didn't know how to say it without telling you how to say it, because I would like to see how you would
Okay,
say it.
so spell it.
And then she didn't say anything else about it.
Listen, I'm seriously that busy where I was like, I even said, how would you pronounce this? And then we like went off
Right,
about
and
our
so-
life,
so-
and I was like,
and
it's
so
gone.
but I was just curious about. Hey, first of all, I think it's wonderful that you've decided to do that. Where you just was like,
So
So spell it, and I will pronounce it. I'm going to put it in my phone.
well, hold on.
so let me.
There's
So
the background.
Okay.
I've been married before,
Yes,
not just once, and it starts to feel.
it takes a little while sometimes.
It starts to feel like you're just collecting names at some point in your life. And so I have a hard time just taking her name, because this would be my
Yeah.
fourth name.
You know, it'd be like Jestina wife.
Yes. Like at this point, it's just like I'm just getting another name, which
'Cause-
I love you. I love your name. That's not, I don't mean anything by it. But it's just, it starts to feel like a name collector, right? So, but I don't like my maiden name.
What is
I
your maiden
love-
name? I don't
It's
even.
Odison.
Odison, yeah.
Ottosen.
That's very like.
It's very established.
It's very Norse.
Yes, and
I like it.
The line goes back pretty far.
Son of Otten.
So I don't really like a lot of the I love my
Odison.
dad.
I
And
understand
but
that.
I had a rough childhood. So part of me is like, I don't want that name. Like I was very happy to not have that name.
I understand that.
And I haven't gone back to that name. So I don't really I obviously don't want it. I mean I love my Odison family, that like my distant family.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I don't really want to do Odison. So we were trying to find a way to make Odison and Seal go together. And besides like toots or snoot, it was really hard to find a word. I joked about adding an E to the end, and it could be tootse, or we could be snoote, but put like a little thing over it.
First of all,
My future wife did not approve of those names.
Good
together.
She is a
Good
smart
move.
woman.
Right-
She
rightfully
got
so.
a smart
Snoote.
woman.
rightfully so, but
Lesson was also in there. Nelson.
I would just would like to say, first of all, I love you. Jesus Christ, Justina.
We talked about Salato.
Justina and Jennifer
Tootsie.
We joked
Tootsie.
about
Tootsie.
Salato,
She's French now.
Silson. We joked about Silson a lot, but it just none of the names with those
shit.
two words felt right.
Okay.
And so then I was kind of throwing names off.
Silson,
of,
son of Seal.
But it would be SEN because it's Ottosen. See,
I don't want to pick on people's names.
I got
Third
otter
wife is
jokes.
laughing, so I'm not in trouble. So
And
it's all
she
good.
got seal jokes.
Otter Seal.
See, I got otter jokes and she got seal jokes.
But
So part
think
of it
about
too
that.
is like,
Otter
let's just
seal.
come up with another
You guys
creature.
could have like a whole nautical thing going on.
No. So I was talking at work
Jestina
about this.
and Jennifer Mammal.
Stop it.
Sea mammal.
just
Justina Jennifer Sea mammal.
would be like C apostrophe mammal.
That's it.
So they'd be like
Sorry.
Camammal.
And this is why they are not in charge of picking their name. So when I was talking about it at work, I was explaining all these different names. So my mother's maiden name is Hotchkiss.
Okay.
And growing up, I just remember hearing all of the jokes that people told about her names. And so I was telling Drew specifically, I was talking about it, and I said her name was Hotchkiss. And he was like, one of the best people I have ever met and one of my biggest inspirations was somebody named Hotchkiss. And he like worked on a film with him, and she was amazing. And I was like, thank you, because I always hear really negative things about it. And so it was kind of nice to get like that's a badass name. Like I know somebody that was amazing that had that name. So then it was, what if we added that together somehow? So the last thing we have settled on that, well, because this one hasn't changed for a while. I say settled. We joked about other names. We never really found a name we liked. Is Kiseale. So
Right.
I think the one I sent you guys had 2 S's, but we didn't like writing it.
Kiseale.
Correct.
Yeah, so I would pronounce that Casil.
Yeah, Casil or Kiesel.
Yeah.
So we pronounce it Casil.
I like Casil.
And I think that's the name we're going with.
I like Casil.
I like it.
I like
So
Casil.
it's still her name. It has pieces of my mom's name.
Yeah.
So but I think that's
I
what
dig
we're-
it.
It was, listen, I have named children. I had to come up with a derby name. Like naming stresses me out so much anyway. It took me months to come up with Calliope. It's still one of my favorite names. A last name is so much harder.
No, absolutely.
Because everybody's like, what does it stand for? What is your family heritage? What is all this stuff just based on your last name? So to find something, especially if you're making it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just very difficult. But I think that's the name we're going
I
to
like
do.
it.
So is the name change process going to be difficult or easy or?
No. So anytime you get married, just BT dubs, the man or the woman, and you go to the Social Security office and you give them your paperwork showing you got married, you can change any aspect of your name to anything.
Oh, cool.
True story.
Anything. You could change your first name, middle name. You could add 5 names to it probably. I don't know. So it's not like you can, even if you were in a traditional marriage, you could change your name and make a new last name if you wanted.
No one told me that. I could have been like Lightning Bolt White.
You
I
could
know.
have. You
Could
could
have
have just
been
made your name
Spike.
Dr. Scotty White.
I could have.
And
been.
your first name could be Doctor.
You
You could. you could
really
literally
could.
do that. Time to get married, Scotty. Let's find you
No,
a wife.
no.
I did that with.
Or a
I changed
husband.
my middle name.
No, I'm.
Because
when,
that's
when,
that's like
when I
women
married Jamie,
change
I
their
changed my middle name.
to
that
your
way.
was it your maiden name?
It was my maiden name.
And that's still changing your name.
I legally dropped my. So even my Social Security card now has my maiden name as my middle name.
yes.
Instead of. Because my, dad was sick at the time, and I wanted to have that in my name.
What's your
Permanently.
what's your middle name?
My real middle name?
Yeah.
I'm not telling.
Really?
When we get off air, I want to know.
It's awful. Well, it's not awful. It's just so southern. It's one of the 3. Let's put it that way.
Lynn, Ann, or
And there's one more.
what's the other one?
Elizabeth.
No, it's short like those 2.
Yeah, Stephanie Ann, Stephanie Lynn.
It's not either one of those. My mother
Marie.
is Lynn.
Is it Marie?
No,
Is it Stephanie?
it's
Marie?
very southern. You want to know?
Is it
Yeah,
Stephanie Jane.
Stephanie. Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
southern.
Yeah, Stephanie Jane.
So Calliope, her middle name is after a grandparent on Josh's side and a grandparent on my side, and it's Calliope Ann.
Yeah.
But it was named after our grandmothers, and her nickname is Callie. And Terry, I had spent months
I'm
coming
named-
up with this name, months. And Terry went, "Oh, little Callie Ann," and I was like, "Motherfucker!" Like,
I'm named after my mom's oldest
Kellyanne,
sister
Kellyanne.
is
Mhm.
Jean, and my dad's twin brother is Jean. So that's where I got that middle
Oh,
name.
that's nice.
Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
Odell Dean.
Odell Dean. Oh, wait, I didn't know you had 2 middle names.
Yeah, so
I knew about Odell.
All right, so I was born Scotty Odell Dean, and
Uh,
when I was adopted, I had already learned how to write my name, so they just added White to
Okay.
it. So I learned how to spell. I remember in school because I didn't know how to spell
so
White.
is Dean in your mom's maiden name?
Yeah, Dean's my mom's
Okay.
name. I couldn't spell White, so I would go to the color chart
Hey, point.
and just would copy it
Oh.
until I learned how to spell it.
Nice.
First grade. I remember doing that completely in first grade. And then when Patrick came along, Mom made it a thing. So he has 2 middle names too.
Oh, what's his name?
He is Patrick Stephen Everett White. So Stephen after my father, Everett after my grandfather.
Well, that's
Too many
just
names.
fancy.
It's too many names.
I have Patrick drama if y'all want to hear it.
Oh, new Patrick drama? Oh, besides the last time when he was mad at you?
Oh, he's still mad at me. This is what I don't think I've talked about this on the
Not
podcast.
on air. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on air.
No, it's
No.
off air. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago, my mom contacts me and goes, "Hey, your brother's mad at you." And I have not literally seen my brother since Christmas.
Pot stir.
And I was like, first of all, I got indignant. I won't lie. I'm like, well, what? He mad at me for?
Yeah.
Because just that Machado comes in. And I'm just like, all right. So, and then I was like, well, screw him. I don't care. And so she's like, he's blocked you and me from Facebook. That's how much
Shit.
That's how much like I pay attention to my brother. First of all, didn't know he had a Facebook, and didn't know that I was friends, and did not know who I blocked. He blocked
There
me.
you go.
So that's how close we
You're
are.
like, whatever.
Right, but then I was like, well, screw him. And then I like angry. I was like, screw him. And then I was like, why is he mad at me? And so it was some incident at Christmas that was a kind of a minor thing. And then so Patrick's been mad at me since Christmas. So I called him and I was like, hey, it's kind of dumb to be mad at me for 7 months.
And not say anything.
And not say anything. Look, if you want an apology, I'm sorry that you feel that way, whatever. And but so he didn't answer my phone. I tell you also how close I am to my brother. I didn't have his phone number, so I had to like text Dad. I was like, hey, can I get Patrick's number? And he said sure. And then I was like, I texted him with like, I think he's mad at me about something, and I didn't hear about from my father at all. I haven't. He didn't go, what's he mad? Didn't ask. He was like, cool.
Oh, he knows.
So,
he knows.
Whatever.
So you still don't know
Did
why?
you ever confront Patrick?
No. But he still hasn't talked to me. He doesn't listen to the podcast, so whatever. I just thought it was funny. It's a dumb thing that he's mad about. I'll tell you what he's mad about. It was Christmas. My mother had a big Christmas get together, and my nephew, who is not her biological nephew at all, she just kind of adopted him, was there. She loves him. She does, and so he's 9 or 10 years old, and it's Christmas, and he's excited. And you have children. You've got. They get kind of rowdy, a little.
Right.
Toys, and you get excited.
It's too much. Calm down.
Right. And so he just yelled at him about being loud, and I was like, Patrick, it's Christmas. Let them,
Let him play.
Yeah, we're not. Neither one of us is his dad or his mom. I know it's annoying, but you can be the bigger person and suck it up for a little bit. And he got up and just was like, nope. And then he walked out the door. Well, fuck you.
So he's mad at you for having the kid enjoy his Christmas?
And saying fuck you as he was leaving. When he would walk out the door, because he was in a pout, and then went to pout in the car and wait for my sister.
That seems like a very traditional brother-on-brother
Yeah,
disagreement
it's kinda
that
like
happens on a daily
That's
basis.
just crazy.
It's just like, it's a minor thing. It's like, I literally have not thought about it since Christmas, but apparently he's seething over
It
it.
seems like Patrick needs to grow up a little bit.
A little bit, maybe. And I'm the one who has a toy shop.
Well, before
I'm not sipping tea or anything. I'm just.
Before we disperse for the evening, it is National Tequila Day because we celebrate every day.
Oh,
Yesterday
yeah.
was sprinkles, so I didn't do anything yesterday.
You also reminded me.
Yes.
Go ahead and do tequila first.
Okay. So I brought tequila, and we're doing a shot of tequila.
Okay.
I'll do a
Okay.
shot of tequila weep.
I have limes too.
We have little shot glasses on the set.
Last week was your birthday.
Yes. Oh, look at you!
I have kisses for us. And
Oh,
I have
wow.
birthday kisses.
Look at that.
Look at that.
What flavor is that?
Chocolate.
Oh, yummy.
Chocolate. Birthday kisses.
I've never had birthday kisses.
I hadn't either, but they were there. And I was like, hey, it's birthday. Birthday cake kisses.
Nice.
So.
National Tequila Day. National Tequila Day with the Hershey's Kisses.
This is going to be an interesting combo. The only person I'm really excited to meet there is Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Because I need a picture. Because his pictures are like $25.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
And I'm like, I'm getting a $25 picture with Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
Oh, the voice of Rogue. No.
Texas. Yeah, he lived in. He was down here for a while shooting stuff. There's a whole season of like stuff that's in like South Alabama and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthew Lilliard is in a show that I watch called Bad Girls. I love that show. He plays the husband. It's got the chick from
Thank
Mad
you.
Men with the Tiggo bitties.
Christina Henderson.
Yeah, she's so hot. Golly, I would change sides for her in a minute.
Oh, I'm good.
Thank you.
I don't need training wheels.
I do need training wheels. All day long I need them. I'll admit it. All day long. Everybody get their shots, and then we'll turn the thing back on. Tequila. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Tequila.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Okay, good shot.
So it is National Tequila Day.
And last week was your birthday.
Last week was my birthday.
So we have kisses.
So
We have birthday kisses and regular kisses.
They also have sprinkles in them, so that'll knock out yesterday's sprinkles.
and Sprinkle Day. Very nice.
So,
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Tequila.
Oh, God. That's peppery. Oh. I love you, Jestina.
I got you.
That was for you.
All right. So carry on.
Sour.
Next week's movie. It's gonna be Clerks.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm excited about the upcoming movies.
Isn't that the one where he goes, bow, bow, and rubs his nipples?
No, it's
No.
Clerks 2.
But it's a Clerks movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It is.
we're also doing Clerks 2.
Not this week, though.
No, next week.
We're going to do all of them.
We're doing all three. Oh, that's right. You weren't here. We're finishing out the season. We changed some things up. We're going to switch out a couple movies and do Clerks,
Okay.
Clerks 2,
Okay.
and then since Clerks 3 is coming out in September, I want us all to go as a family to see Clerks 3,
Okay.
and then we'll do Clerks 3.
All right.
It'll be great.
So Clerks, and I'm really tempted to, when I air the Clerks episode, to air it in black and white.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I mean,
I don't understand.
The movies in
we
black
can
and
at
white.
least. I know we can do it on our
The
new
first
camera.
one or
The
the
first
newest?
one.
Oh.
First one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You've never seen the first one?
Mm-mm.
You'll like it.
Oh, it's amazing. So the first Clerks movie is what introduced me to my hero.
Kevin Smith?
Yes. It was like after watching that movie, I was all in.
But that's
I
the
was
one where
like-
they sit outside the gas station and put chapstick on and say,
That's the
"I
second
would
one
do me."
still. That's the second one
Okay.
still.
I've seen the second one.
You clearly have seen the second one.
Yeah.
This one is
Did they make like a cameo in another movie?
Yeah, lots of movies.
all the
Yeah.
movies. They're literally in all of Kevin Smith's movies. Jay and Silent Bob, because Silent Bob is the writer and director of said movies, and he does what he wants.
Right. I was trying to think if I've seen the actual movie or if I've seen them in something, but I guess I've seen the movie, found out all that stuff.
Yeah, you had to have seen that one.
Have you seen the cartoon?
Huh?
Have you seen the cartoon?
I have not.
The cartoon's fun.
Where's that?
I have to look for it, but yeah, they did 8 episodes or 10 episodes. They
I would totally watch it.
and
Is it Blunt Man and Chronic?
no, it's Clerks.
Is
Yeah, it's just Clerks,
cartoon?
yeah.
It's Clerks, and it's Dante Randall,
Oh, that'd be great.
Silent Bob, and Jay. They're voicing by themselves, and Alan Rickman's in it. And
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just 6 episodes.
Have you
Is it
seen
6
Dogma?
Have I seen Dogma? No.
Oh God, you would love Dogma.
it's hard to find though. It's not
Yeah.
streaming anywhere, and you can't buy it.
Dogma's
You have to
so
buy it
great.
like used because Harvey Weinstein owns the rights personally, and
Oh,
so
he's a dick.
and so he's in jail. I'm waiting for him to sell them so I can for his legal fees. We'll see.
Yeah, Dogma's fantastic.
Well, so Clerks, we're going to watch Clerks, and we'll talk about Clerks next week.
Yes.
This is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
bye.
Bye.
And I'm not supposed to be here today. Bye.